one family, one people, one planet, one love, one family, one people, one planet, one love, one family, one people.
Thank you, Darren. Good morning.
Good morning.
So great to be back. 8-8. Does anybody know the significance of the 8-8? Me neither. I just wonder. No, it's like a great angel number. It's a really powerful, beautiful number of awakening. So many wonderful readings already this morning about awakening to the awareness of the connection with Source, with God and Spirit. So this morning we're going into a meditation. And once you pick up on the lyric of this song, please join in singing if you wish. The lyric is very simple. It's I am that I am. I am that I am. I am, I am. Sounds a little bit like Popeye, but I am what I am. From that joy bubbling forth, when something is funny, allow the bliss to stay in your heart and call forth the God of love as joy, as peace. Paramahansa Yogananda said, I, a tiny bubble of laughter, have become the sea of mirth itself. When we call forth from the heart with the magnetic force of love, all things must be added unto us, the divine children of the one God. Beloved God, in the language of my heart, I call to you now. Awaken within me divine will. May I tune my will with thy will. Master Teacher Jesus said, thy will be done, not my will be done. May my will always be tuned with thy will, and with thy wisdom-guided will, may all things be added unto me that I need each day, my daily bread to nourish this body, food for my soul, thoughts from my mind, that I may carry forth with the energy of my being thy wisdom-guided will, the divine will of you who created me. And in co-creation with thee, my God, may we bring about more love, more bridges of communication to awaken this oneness in all who cross our path. I am that I am. I just follow the breath and be still and know. I am that I am. Feel it in your cells. I am that I am. I am that I am. I am. Just breathing in and feeling your, we could just stay there. How about if we just meditate for an hour? Yes? Seriously? All right. I feel like I should talk anyway, but is it my turn still? Yes. Okay. I'm going to shift things up a little bit. Yeah, we're going to put that song up now, right? Yes. Okay. In the I am that I am, that recognition that we're all just feeling individually and together, can you feel how that just grows out from you, and this whole place has been transformed? So be ready for people to just smile at you for no reason as soon as you leave. Instead of, even if you cut somebody off in traffic, they'll probably smile and not even know why I'm so happy about seeing that face. I'm going to share a song with you that I wrote with my partner Erika Luckett, and it's recorded from a time gone by, but there's no such thing as time. So we're going to bring it into this moment because the message of it is so spot on with what I'd like to share with you this morning, and it's about divine will. One clear thought followed by one bold move opens a wave of emotion, making the way for a miracle. Here we go. Thank you.
One clear thought, followed by one bold move, sets off a wave of emotion, making the way for a miracle.
What is a miracle? The shape of what can be. When we believe in what we cannot see. It is the courage of dreamers, song of the singers, bringing in a better tomorrow.
Knowing truth
in the face of fear, standing strong till the coast is clear. Be brave, be bold, be wise, be love.
It's the power of
one who won't stand up,
followed by one who won't back down, and one by one we remain true to the vision,
turning injustice around. God's change is sure to come, and we know that we're the ones. Be brave, be bold, be wise, be love. Just be love, just be love, just be love. Said you wanna be starting something, you got to be starting something. Said you wanna be starting something, sing it, you got to be starting something. Said you wanna be starting something, you got to be starting something. Said you wanna be starting something, you got to be starting something.
Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has.
You got to be starting something. Said you wanna be starting something.
Just be love.
A change is sure to come when we know that we're the ones. Be brave, be bold, be wise, be brave, be bold, be wise, be brave, be bold, be wise, be love. Just be love, just be love, just be love. Thank you. Just be love. One clear thought followed by one bold move. Never doubt, Margaret Mead, that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. Think about a time in your life when you had to summon great courage to take the next step. And it seemed like you knew what was yours to do in the moment. There was no doubt about it. It was as clear as anything. And somehow you were riding on a wave of emotion which was pure purpose, and you felt like you were being lifted by a higher power, a force way greater than you. How many of you have ever had a feeling like this in your life? Yeah, most everyone I know is at one point or another. This is what we're talking about today. It's divine will. When we tune our will with the infinite will of God. You know, and the words of Jesus were so sweet when Jesus said, when he said, we came forth from the infinite on a wave of the Om, and he said, I know not what my Father knows. That was a clue. We don't have to know. What we need to know is how to connect to the infinite will, to the source of all that is, and then to be clear about what is ours to do. You know, so I will, one of my favorite affirmations, and I'll say it once and then you can repeat it if you wish. I will, I will reason, and I will act. But guide thou my reason, will, and activity to the highest goal. Want to feel what that one feels like inside? Okay, here. I will reason, I will, I will act. But guide thou my reason, my will, and my activity to the highest goal. So you might ask yourself, what's the highest goal? Sometimes if you work on the practice and the principles of visioning, we ask, what is the highest and best in this moment? Something that Michael Bernard Beckwith brought into experience for a lot more of us, visioning. Whether we realize we are doing it or not, we are using our minds all the time to think about what we want, what we don't want. Even if you go to the grocery store, you're looking at, or if you get Instacart, you might, like I do still sometimes, because that became so convenient. You can just see what there is to choose from, and you're using your reasoning to decide what to do, but then your will makes you choose this over that. So another experience of will, what is highest and best in this moment? How to bring it forth. So one of the things we can do to train ourselves to pay attention to what we're paying attention to. I have a friend who wrote a song, Andy Anderson wrote a song called, I'm always thinking, and you're always thinking, but do we really think what we think about? So, and when he first started singing that with this beautiful smile of his, I just started laughing because I thought, that's introspection, but it doesn't have to be an intense contemplative practice. And contemplation isn't always intense either. It's just paying attention to where your thoughts are going, what we're doing. Did you ever have a situation where all you thought about before you got to a place was, I just don't want to run into so-and-so. I don't care. I know 100 other people are going to be there, but that 101, that 101st person, that's the one. And you walk through the door, and that's the first, hey! It's like, oh, how do you think that happened? It's all you were thinking about. And you had some energy invested in it too, yes? Or the thing, oh my gosh, I'm afraid, if I drive too far, I hope I don't get a flat tire. Or, these kinds of things, whatever we direct aren't you glad that all the things we think about don't come to fruition? I am, but it's those passing thoughts. Sometimes it's a fleeting thought of something that you don't give a whole lot of energy to. It's just like whoa, no, I don't want that. I would choose to have this. There was, when I was in sales 100 years ago, there was maybe you're familiar with some of the work of neuro-linguistic programming, right? This is will, this is thinking what you think about. And when they talk about this, they talk about, tell me what this turns into new thought as, tell me what you want, not what you don't want, right? If you tell me what you don't want, guess what happens? That's what you got coming. It'll show up in a whole bunch of different ways. Best to pay attention to what you're thinking. Think what you would like to see, and then you bring it closer. So tuning our will with the infinite will of God. We did that in meditation as a group. So sometimes before we take action, if we can get ourselves into the habit of daily practicing meditation, before you leave your house, even if it's that 1 minute you have while the coffee is brewing, or while something else, have you become as great at multitasking as I think I am sometimes? While I've got this going, I could just sit over here and just meditate, collect myself, and put all my attention on God. If you could think one thought, and only one thought for the rest of your life, what might it be to be most beneficial? God. Because in the thought of God are all things. Everything. In the background of your mind, like a singer hums a song, as a greedy person thinks of food or money, in the background of our mind, when there's only the one thing of God, we can be assured that even if it looks a little messy from time to time, we're serving the God, the one God, as it speaks to us through the language of our hearts, igniting that soul. I love the part of this program, this service, when Darren reminds us that at the center of each of us is that sacred spark of the infinite. Every one of us. And that's that little flame that we can turn into a blaze when we get our thoughts on something. Did you ever just want a thing so badly that there was nothing that was going to stop you? Nothing. Volition. So we have wishing, willing, volition. Volition is guided, it's wisdom-guided will with the indomitable force of the infinite working through you. So you make sure you connect. We make sure we connect through meditation or just the thought of, God, help me with this. Please guide everything I say, the next step. Or one of the most important prayers I've learned over the past several years, I'll say in the last 6 years of my life, it's become, is I don't know. I love you. I don't know. Sometimes I don't know what to do. And there's such a sweet surrender. And it reminds me of Jesus saying, I know not what my Father knows. I don't know, but please guide me. Sometimes the easiest thing and the hardest thing is to just let go and let the infinite. You know that saying, let go and let God? That sounds really nice, but sometimes it's terrifying to let go because we think we're in control. I love working with Reverend David Leonard when he talks about another Sufi teacher that I studied with a little bit, Llewellyn Von Lee. There was somebody in one of their classes, and they said, because I like to be in control. And Llewellyn just said, he thinks he's in control. And it's really funny, but the only thing we can control is our consciousness and where we place our trust. Growing up in the Catholic Church, I was a cantor there for a number of years, and one of my favorite things, you satisfy the hungry heart, right, with gifts of finest wheat, right? But it was tuning our will to thy will. I can't remember how the lyric went. It just slipped out of my mind. I don't know. But it was really good. I mean, you can catch my vibe from it. In all through Scripture, all through the Bible, there are so many reminders of this. Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all things shall be added unto you. Malachi 3:10, prove me now herewith, saith the Lord of hosts, if I shall not open up a window to you and hand you a blessing, that there shall not be room enough to receive it. That one confused me for a minute. Like, if I should open up a window and pour you out a blessing, that there shall not be room enough to receive it. That means if God's will wants you to have a thing, there's nothing you can do to keep this good from coming your way. I love that. That means we can't screw it up. It has us as we just turn our eyes to the infinite and that infinite source within, always. One of my favorite quotes from the Bhagavad Gita, and this one almost makes me cry every time I think of it, in this feeling space of it is just, not because I'm sad, but just the realization of it is so tender. And it is, he who watcheth me always, I watch him always. He never loses sight of me, nor do I lose sight of him, or her, or they, or however we identify in these beautiful bodies. We're never out of the watchful gaze of the inner light, of the outer light, as within, so without. We say it in a lot of ways, but the invitation here is to take any one of those and just contemplate it. Sit with it. Allow the truth of it to come to the surface of yourselves, and may it power your next step. Sometimes we spend, I'll tell you a really funny, have I told you all the toilet paper story here before? This is great. Okay, great. This is one of the funniest things because sometimes, I don't know about you, but I'll get invested in little things that appear to be meaningless, but it becomes this little game. So many years ago now, I was in Nashville, and I went to Nashville with a friend who was going to be at a conference. And so it gave me the whole day to just walk around the town and see what was happening and where we might go later to see a show or something like this. So she went to her meeting, and I was in the hotel, and I decided I was going to go work out. And I noticed that the people who were housekeeping didn't replace the paper towels in the room and the bathroom tissue. So I thought, they'll probably be here by the time I come back up from the gym, so I'm not even going to worry about it. So I went downstairs, work out, and I thought, in my mind now, I've got toilet paper consciousness in the back of my mind. This is silly. Well, so did a lot of other people during the pandemic, I guess, right? So you're laughing at me. Okay, so here we go. I decide, well, I'll just go upstairs and use the restroom in my own room instead of down here. I got back upstairs, and they hadn't been there yet. I'm like, oh no. Well, then I'll go back downstairs. But in my mind, I already made up my mind that I wanted to use my own bathroom in my own room. When I went downstairs, I thought, well, I'll just take a roll of toilet paper first out of the gym and bring it upstairs to my room, because it's not like stealing. I'm just kind of redistributing things. Still the same. If I replace it here or in my room, who cares? So I go to open it, and it's one of those things that's locked. So I can't get it out. So now I'm invested. It is all about, I will have a roll of toilet paper in my room. So I stopped on another floor, on my way back up to the 12th floor. I stopped on another floor because I thought I'll see a cart in the hall. They're always there. Aren't they just always there when you're trying to sleep in? They're there. Look to the left, look to the right. No, I go up to, down to the next one. Nobody's anywhere. Now I go back down to the floor. Can you imagine the emotion of this now? I am invested, and I need the toilet paper because I need to use a restroom. So I got all of this energy invested in. I thought I'm going to go to the concierge and say, just to the front desk, ask for a roll of toilet paper. There's nobody there. Nobody anywhere. I ring a bell. There's nothing. There's nobody. It's as if, I don't know. I don't even want to say what I was about to say. It's just really funny. It's as if like something something happened and everybody got taken but me. I thought I was left on the planet. And so I decided I'm going to go back upstairs to when the rapture happened, and I was stuck there looking for toilet paper. Everybody else was thinking about God, And so now I'm standing in front of the elevators again. I'm going to go back up, and I don't know what to do. 1, 2, 3, I stand, and I said out loud, because there was nobody on, all I want is a roll of toilet paper. Like that. I can't even believe this is taking so long. And the center, there's 1, 2, 3 elevator banks. The center doors open, and in the corner of the elevator, nothing or no one else but a perfectly wrapped roll of toilet paper, right in the corner. I was just like, I know it's early, but there it is. And I stepped in there, and I started laughing, and then I started crying, because inside I heard, please ask me for something more. What do you really want? And it was a time I was transitioning from corporate America back into doing music and meditations and serving with, talks and inspirational. That part of this is really who I am, but I did that because I thought I was supposed to. And I just sat in the elevator with my roll of toilet paper, opening it, wiping the tears as I was just like, what do I want? It is God's great pleasure to give you the kingdom. What do you want? All I wanted in that moment was more God, more awakening, more realization, more love, less doubt. It's like, wow, what do I really want? Knowing that you can have anything, and it's not about the things. Knowing that you can really have, it is God's great gift to give you, great pleasure to give you the kingdom. What are we asking for? One of the things to keep in mind when we're using our will, I will reason, I will act. When we're thinking and bringing this into divine alignment, this energy that we pull through, it's really important to hold the vision of what, you don't need to know how you're going to get there. It's fun to take a road trip. I just got back from Chicago like 2 days ago. And on the way from Columbus to Chicago, it took me on these back roads where I went through tiny little towns. I had no idea. It was like 224 or something like this. Have you ever taken this? Beautiful. It was so pleasant that I couldn't wait to drive the 5 hours and 25 minutes back, because I thought there was this whole row of sunflowers. I had a plan. I was going to stop. I was going to get some photos. I was going to selfie with the sunflowers. I had it all planned out. But Waze had a different route for me. It got me back here, but it took me all the way to 70, which was like, and once I was invested, I didn't quite know how to get off there and back onto the end. Plus, once you start, sometimes I didn't want to stop. But I thought I knew how I was going to get back, but I didn't. So we don't always know the way. We can't always know the way, but we can know the truth. And the truth is, the way is participating fully with the infinite as you make your way. That was it. I don't know why Waze took me that way. Perhaps there were situations with construction, or maybe there was an accident, or maybe there's a reason why it didn't take me that way. And I was still happy. I was just as happy to pull into my driveway when I got home, and it was pleasant enough, and I was safe. So you can't question some of these things. We can't always know the whys of the things, but the way is always leading you to truth, which is that truth is that you are always being divinely guided. Your divine will is the will you tune in with infinite source. And it makes you indomitable. So if we have a vision of how we would like this planet to be, more loving, more generous, more kind, more exchanging ideas instead of hard lines in the sand, keep seeing that. And when an obstacle comes up, sometimes we have to summon a greater part of our will. It doesn't mean to knock somebody over, but if anything shows up that is unlike the thing, ask it, what have you come to teach me? What have you come to show me? And then keep on seeing the way, the truth, the life, the infinite, the love. And you'll find it. You know, other times did you ever have a situation where you just needed something to happen, but you didn't know how it was going to happen? Like this. One of these times, this is a funny story, that it's funny now, and it was kind of funny then too, but we were having a rather challenging conversation, Erika and I, at a medical, we were receiving some news that was not the news we wanted to hear. And that's going to happen too. And there'll be a time when it's not going to change. So how we make peace with the news we don't, how we use our will to trust in the will of God. It makes it easier to recognize that there are big wheels in play, that the infinite has each one of us in the palm of its hand. There's a beautiful thing from Yogananda, for the 100 times you fall off the lap of Divine Mother, your prayer will gently place you back on the lap of Divine Mother. Just so you'll be snuggled and held and loved and nurtured, even when we're receiving news of something we just don't want. But this was that, and then 2 more people came in to reinforce this challenging stuff. And I could see in Erika's face, like, we just needed to get out of there. And we were trying to be polite, and these people were offering us valuable information, but we just didn't want to hear anymore. We just wanted to go home. And I just said, God, please get us out of here. And the next thing you know, the woman, this beautiful woman who was talking to us about a situation, her nose started bleeding. And she's like, my, and she starts pulling, and I like pull off a paper towel, and she's Kleenex. She goes, I'm not sure what's happening. I said, well, it's kind of dry in here. And Erika's just looking, and she's looking at me, and she said, well, I'm so sorry, I'm going to have to go. It's like, that's all right, we're going to go too. And she goes, well, I'll just be right back. I'll be like, no, we're going to go. And so that was we got in the car and closed the door, and Erika said, did you do that? I said, I haven't hit somebody in the nose since 3rd grade, when they called my friend a name. I said, all I said was, God, please get us out of here. And he did. She did. It did. So when it was like a need. It was something we really needed. It wasn't desperate. But it was true. It was a true calling of. So trust that you are the favorite child of the infinite, because you are. Every one of us. When they say many mansions in this house of the Lord, of the house of light, each one of you is a walking mansion, a temple. Make my soul thy temple, but make my heart your beloved home. And just know that when you supercharge it with that kind of love, devotion, service, light, it has to show up. Because in fact, the way it shows up is your divine realization that it was never anywhere. It was always everywhere. So divine will. I shall tune my will with the infinite will of God. And if it be thy will, all things shall be added unto me. And if it doesn't come immediately, know that it's this or something better. There's something else coming that is going to serve it in a way you could not have imagined. And that's where Rumi talks about out beyond ideas of right doing and wrong doing. There's an open field. I'll meet you there. That means out beyond what you've already seen. I'm going to blow your mind, God likes to say. I'm going to show you something you've never seen, and you're going to bring it into being because you have that capacity. We all do. You can't see what I see, but I see you, and I want to show you something new. And that is your beautiful being, the luminous light of your soul. So, I will reason. Want to say it again? I will. I will act. But guide thou my reason, will, and activity to my highest goal. Thank you. Thank you once again for joining us this morning for SoulCall Sunday. And mark your calendars for Sunday, September 12th. We are going to be out in the park, and Natalia Zuckerman's going to be in town. We're going to be together in one place, and we're going to offer a volunteer appreciation concert right after the live stream, live from the park, Sunday, September 12th. Mark your calendar. The concert will start at noon. We'll play from noon to 1 to about 1:15 if you're vociferous enough and throwing money at us or something like that. Of course, we'll keep, or food. Well, not rotten tomatoes, but like if you really want us to keep going, we'll probably play until at least 1:15. So join us, Upper Arlington Park. More information on the website, soulcallglobal.org, under events and classes. And also, we've got some really exciting classes coming up. Sunday, September 26th, with the time to be announced, but there's going to be a really fantastic 3-hour workshop with Sheikh Kabir Helminski, who is the Sufi Sheikh of the Mevlevi order of Sufism, which is Rumi's order. So we're going to have an immersion in the world of 13th century poet Rumi. So join us for that. September 26th, mark your calendars. It'll be 3 hours with Kabir, and that'll kick off a class that will be on the website soon, but they're going to be a 6-week class, the immersion into Rumi, the mystical awareness of Rumi. So I'm excited about that. That's going to be on Wednesdays. And Reverend Christy Hardwick's class is going to begin in the fall, starting in November, Writing as a Path to Spiritual Awakening. And more information about that on the website as well. We thank you so much for your donations. And many of you, I noticed, have been putting your donations on regular, like recurring donations for the month. That helps us budget tremendously, and we're so grateful for that. So thank you for your contributions that help us to get our message of love and awakening out into the world, one soul at a time, sometimes in groups. So thank you for your donations. They're going a long way. We're going to be weaving them into contributions for some people who are in the field of first responders. So we're going to be doing another juice drop, partnering with And Juice Company. And we're going to bring juice, fresh made, healthy, vitality filled juice to emergency room nurses and doctors who are helping in not just the pandemic, but for the other people who go to the emergency rooms. There's a lot of chaos and a lot of stress. So we're going to do what we can. And along with sending prayers, we're going to bring some really super high quality juice. So your contributions are going to really help us in that juice drop. So thank you for that. And if you are in need of prayer, our prayer team has teamed up with our healing arts team to do remote healing. So please take advantage of any prayers you might need for body, mind, spirit, for yourself, or prayers for others. Prayers at soulcallglobal.org. And if you joined us this morning early for yoga with Natalia, that is an ongoing Sunday morning offering, which is at 8:15 a.m. on Sunday mornings. We've been getting such amazing response. It's very well received. And Natalia is a wonderful teacher and facilitator of that union of energy in your body with source energy and love. So do yourself a favor and partake and see how it goes for you. Experiment in the laboratory of your life. And then, of course, tomorrow night, we'll have from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern, our regular Monday meditations, silent meditation, and with yours truly. So I look forward to those. You'll have to register online under the events and classes to get the link to come into the Zoom room. And then we'll all be together meditating. That group is growing, and the stillness we achieve together is wonderfully nourishing. That's all I can say. It's just really, really deep. So join us. I hope you will. There are more activities. Please like us and share us with your friends on social media, or forward our newsletter. We've been getting great response to our newsletter. It's really a fun way of keeping us all connected while we're not in a physical space all the time. But look for the events that are taking place. There's some art, poetry, inspirational thoughts, but share us with your friends. Mostly, we want you to remember always that wherever you are on the planet, you are loved. Peace and blessings.
One family, one people, one planet, one love.